Well, good morning, everyone. And I want to welcome all of you, especially those of you that I know have driven a great distance to get here. I appreciate it very, very much. Whether this is your first time attending Business for a Cause or you've been with me since the beginning, just would like to express that every conversation, every connection, every seat filled in this room helps to move a mission. So when I launched Business for a Cause, the idea was very simple. What if business networking could become something more, right? What if businesses could come together to create impact beyond referrals, transactions, and sales pipelines? What if local businesses could help amplify the voice of organizations doing life-changing work in our communities, across state lines, and beyond? And so that's what became Business for a Cause. What has been incredible is to watch over these last few months how this has actually begun to grow, not necessarily just in this room, but across state lines and beyond. We began with the journey of Auditory Verbal Center, and they do some incredible work teaching children to learn how to speak and hear, fully deaf children learning to speak and hear. We then featured Spectrum Autism Group, and the work that they do is life-changing for families with autism. And the really neat thing about that is, the message was shared, and a family 1,000 miles away reached out after that meeting and asked for support. That's incredible. So then we talk about our host, Phoenix Roasters, and in the life-changing work that they do, the mission. The initiative focused on education, medical care, job creation, affordable housing, and church planting. And what they do in partnering with the coffee communities in South and Central America is impressive. They actually bring dignified hope and relief to families locally and globally. So each of these organizations has been different, and yet they feature different missions, different challenges, different stories, but they all share something in common, and that is that people matter. So it's not the metrics, it's not the titles, it's not the social media shares, it's the people. And that's what brings us here today. Today, we're going to feature Revved Up Kids. And as a parent, as a potential grandparent, as business leaders, coaches, mentors, community members, there's one reality that we all eventually face, and that is we can't be everywhere at once. So when we're not there, who's watching our children? So summer's almost here. Kids are going to be out of school. Kids are going to be spending more time online. Kids are going to be away from adult supervision. Every parent has that concern. So Revved Up Kids is here, and they step in directly into the space with a mission that is both urgent and empowering. They teach children and teens how to recognize dangerous situations, establish boundaries, and trust their instincts, make critical decisions when parents and trusted adults are not there. So today's not about hearing a presentation. It's about understanding a need that exists in every community, every school, every neighborhood, and potentially every family represented in this room. And this is where all of you come in. So one conversation, one introduction that can offer support, one shared post can reach a family that is desperately in need. We've all seen this happen, and we've seen it happen in just a few short weeks. Whether it's a family with autism reaching out for help, whether it's a deaf child who, on his own, walked away from a small town in Mississippi 3 weeks ago, moved to Atlanta to seek help. We've set him up with Auditory Verbal Center. We got him hearing aids. We've got him state-assisted funding, and we're now looking for a job for him. All right. So this is beginning to work. Thank you. So this morning, I encourage you to listen closely to Celia, ask questions, engage, learn how you can help amplify the mission of Revved Up Kids within your own social circles. Impact does not always begin with a massive platform. Sometimes it begins in a room like this. Just a few people, a shared purpose, and a willingness to care about something bigger than ourselves. So again, I want to thank you all for coming. Thank you for making the drive on this Saturday morning. It's Derby Day. Put those hats on, ladies and gentlemen. I will be sporting one this afternoon. So with that, I'd like to yield to Brian Holland here with Phoenix Roasters and let him say a few words before we yield to Celia.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, we've got Woodford on tap. No, I'm just kidding. We don't. No, we don't. But it is Derby Day. We're really excited and always excited to have y'all here. We have in our own Phoenix Roasters Foundation, we've broken a record for giving to our missional farmers this year. Tom, you did a great job of introducing who we are, and thank you so much for that. We also work with 5 homeless shelters, addiction recovery centers right here in Atlanta. The Phoenix people are those who, by choice or by circumstance, need to rise up out of the ashes of life. And that's why our Phoenix community and Phoenix Roasters, that's who we are. So you're welcome here all the time. We hear almost weekly from businesses, churches, organizations, individuals saying, you know what? If I have a choice of great coffee, I want to choose one that aligns with my values and what I'm passionate about. We hear it all the time. We got one this week. They do nearly 100 pounds, drink 100 pounds of coffee a week. And they said, man, we would love to line up with somebody local that really shares the values. They're a little company called Google downtown. And so, I mean, I don't know. I think I've heard of them. So crazy, right? And so it's amazing that they would be willing to line up with a local coffee company. If you have that kind of connection, or you know somebody that needs better coffee that has great values, we'd love to be your coffee company. So thanks for being here, but don't just be here today, be here all the time. All right. We'll see you. Thank you. Celia, welcome. Welcome.
Tom. Thank you, Tom, for allowing me to come and speak today and to represent Revved Up Kids. I am Celia. Most of you know me. I am the Community Engagement Director. All that means is that I like to talk a lot, and I like to talk about Revved Up Kids and share every kids. So I want to start out with our why. Why Revved Up Kids? Why we do what we do. On the surface, the work seems pretty straightforward, but childhood sexual abuse is nothing of the sort. It's a massive epidemic with more than 40 million adult survivors and more than 1 million new victims each year. Process that. 40 million adult survivors. That's too many, way too many. So Revved Up Kids, the why is we want to prevent. The most challenging thing about this is that until you see the numbers, you simply don't know that it's a problem. We've attached so much stigma to the issue that no one wants to talk about it. So there's probably people that you know that are survivors of childhood sexual abuse, but they'll never talk to you about it. And with the statistics that were up there, where is it? There it is. 1 in 4 girls before the age of 18, 1 in 13 boys before the age of 18. That's too many, way too many. So in Georgia, there's the Georgia ACE study that is a holistic assessment of adverse childhood experiences, including sexual abuse. This 14% figure for Georgia is slightly higher than the national average. The national average is about 10%. This is more than double the number of people in Georgia who have survived cancer. So think about the number of people. Just think about this. The number of people that you know who have had cancer and double that number. That's the number of survivors from childhood sexual abuse. It's pretty likely, less likely that somebody that you know would share that information with you. Keeping children safe is our why. And our biggest challenge at Revved Up Kids is the fear, shame, and stigma surrounding this issue. We have to get past that for the sake of our children. Frankly, I would like to get rid of fear, shame, and stigma. Now I'd like to take a couple of minutes to share how we do our work and how we're impacting the communities we serve. Revved Up Kids is the only Atlanta-based nonprofit that is solely focused on sexual abuse prevention programming. We offer programs for adults, but our primary focus is equipping children and teens. We offer programs for children as young as age 6. Now, this may seem like it's really young, but the average age of a typical victim is 8 years old. So we need to start talking to our children young, when they're young. Each of our programs is tailored to the target audience. I can't speak. And we are very good at making the topic age appropriate, understandable, and even fun. I know that may sound like a contradiction, but if you saw us train a group of second graders, you would understand. I mean, it's to me, that's one of my whys. I started out as an assistant trainer, and to see a group of young children, and when you start explaining things in an age appropriate way, how the dawning comes to them, how they feel empowered, how they understand what we're telling them. And I walk away every single time going, yes, this is it. This is what I'm here for. Our partnerships, we've got to have partnerships. Our partnerships are the cornerstone of our program delivery. We partner with schools, youth serving organizations, nonprofits, houses of worship, police departments, scouts, clubs, teens, and private groups. Really, wherever there's a group of kids, we are happy to provide training. We've even trained kids in cul-de-sacs and neighborhoods, and that's thanks to COVID. But we had to be able to get out there and train these kids and to continue to train them. So cul-de-sacs, backyards, that's what we've done. Most of our programs are delivered in person in the 13-county metro Atlanta area, but we offer a number of programs via Zoom. We also have a library of video training programs available on our website that parents can download for free. So, like I said, it's all about taking care of the children and anything that we can do. Our newest program is for middle schools. It's available across the country and it's fantastic. It's called Protected While Connected. And it features a high school student teaching middle school students about managing their online life. The program includes 3 short modules, and each one addresses a different online danger. So the students are learning to guard their online privacy, manage their online reputation, and stay safe from predators and pornography online. So it is a fantastic thing. And the students love it. From the middle schools that we have gone into, the students actually love it because it's a high schooler teaching them. We're currently looking for middle school partners who would be interested in learning more to offer this training to their students. So if you know of anybody, please see me afterward. We're often asked about our funding model. Part of the revenue comes from tuition. We charge when a group can afford to pay, but this training is actually life-saving, so we are committed to making sure that all children have access. One of our strategic pillars is for every group who pays tuition, we offer free training to at least one group who can't afford to pay. A lot of our partners serving in economically disadvantaged communities where the resources are sparse and the risk is high. And we love to be able to reach those kiddos without charging tuition. I mean, that's extremely important. We do this relentlessly by seeking funding. We write grants. We get business sponsors. We have generous individual donors. And as y'all know, I am personally out there all the time. And I'm like Oliver, holding my hand out, going, please, more, please. We need to train our kids and keep them safe. In March of this year, we trained our 1,000th child. It is incredible. So in January, I hate to say it, we've got little smiley faces on all their little faces. In January, we decided to stop sharing the faces of the children we train. Sadly, this is in response to the explosion of deep fake pornographic videos that are being produced by sexual predators. It's not safe to share kids' photos on social media anymore. And if any of you have any young children or grandparents that are sharing things on social media, please reconsider. We urge you to stop. Unfortunately, it's sad that it's come to that. Okay, as a nonprofit, we always have calls to action. Our first call to action, of course, is to donate. We are thrilled for donations of any amount. And I'd like to share another piece of data with you. The cost to restore a single victim of childhood sexual abuse has been calculated to more than $2,000. So think about it. They have mental health issues. They have addiction issues because they try to self-heal. So it can be up to $250,000. Revved Up Kids training averages just $25 per child. That's a 10,000 time return on investment. Small amounts can make a big difference in the lives of children. Volunteer. We use volunteers for community events. I did an event a couple of weeks ago where I would have loved to have had a volunteer to help me put pinwheels together for special projects and at our annual fundraising event in March. If you're interested in volunteering, I'd be happy to take your contact information and put you on our distribution list so that when the needs come up, we can send out requests. Referrals. Please connect us with your clubs, your teams, your HOAs, scouts, churches, and schools. We're also interested in partnership with police departments. Right now, we're working with Decatur, Roswell, Sandy Springs, and Dunwoody. The police departments offer the hosting facility. We bring the kids in from the community and we offer training for these kids. We feel that it's vital. If we can do more police departments, it would be fantastic. And then give back programs, give back events and programs. If you're connected to a retail store or a restaurant that would be open to hosting a give back event, I can't speak again, where they donate 1% of their profits for a certain time period to Revved Up Kids, I would welcome the introduction. You can also support Revved Up Kids passively through programs like Publix and Kroger, where you choose Revved Up Kids as your nonprofit and they'll donate a portion of your spending to us. And finally, wine. There's a wine club that I know of that is fantastic, and Revved Up Kids gets 10% of everything that you spend. I am a member of this wine club. I absolutely love it that I get the knock on the door from FedEx and they hand me my wine. And I know that every time I order, I'm giving back to Revved Up Kids. And then I get to enjoy. And sponsor and attend events. I mentioned our annual fundraiser in March. It's a super fun St. Patrick's Day themed casino party. We just had it. It was fantastic. I would love to talk with you more about sponsoring. We are also the beneficiary of the Laurel Springs Charity Golf Tournament in November. And if you would like to get communications about supporting that, let me know and I'll put you on the distribution list. So we're a small nonprofit. Y'all know that. And we try to get out there as much as possible, but there are still so many people who don't know about Revved Up Kids and still so many children that we need to train. So we rely on the word of mouth of people that we know. If you could help us by following our social media and sharing our posts with your followers, that would be fantastic. I do this on a regular basis. I think people think that I'm married to Revved Up Kids because every social media post that I have is about Revved Up Kids. Basically, I am married to Revved Up Kids. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, I'd be... Yes, Miss Laura.
Can you explain the connection with the police departments? What you were saying, you bring the kids to the police department, but I don't understand.
They provide the facilities. We open up the registration. So City of Roswell, it's typically at a park, but they provide the facilities. They have a police officer there. The kids get to, at the end, they get to interact with the police officers.
I didn't know if you were training the police officers.
No, we train the kids. We train the kids.
Okay,
so
that was my question.
Yes.
So talk to us more about these deep fake. I mean, there's so many families out there that are happy to post on Facebook and other social media platforms their young children playing sports or doing this, that, or the other. And how does that get?
Well, AI has taken over, unfortunately, and the sexual predators, there are these platforms now, and I keep hearing more and more about them. These platforms where all they have to do is put the photo of the child in and make pornographic video. It's very easy to do. They're supposedly blocking them out, but there are ways around it, unfortunately. So, I mean, that would be horrible to have your child, the face of your child or your grandchild on some pornographic video that they didn't participate in.
Should we reach the child or should we reach out to a parent and say, hey, there is a help? What is the best way for us to reach out to a child and say, I mean, I know children don't want to speak up to us.
Right. Children, well, basically, we train the children. We also have
Now,
programs.
how do I get them connect to you? Should I reach
The parents, or the groups, organizations. So if you know, but homeowners associations, we've gone into neighborhoods before and in their clubhouses have done trainings for the kids in the neighborhoods. So the parents are the ones who typically organize it. So the parents are the ones that organize it with us. And then we go, they sign up their children and we come and do the training for their children.
I'll reach out to you once I reach out to my community, my Indian community.
Yes.
I think this is great.
Okay.
To do.
you. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Celia.
you.
Good job. Appreciate it very much. I want to thank you all for coming out this morning. And again, just, Saturday morning, this is all intended for awareness. And if you can take just a single moment to forward the messaging on to your social circles, your community groups, it's amazing how quickly the message gets amplified. We just had an inquiry from as far away as Ireland. So in 3 months' time, we've been already creating a bit of an interest. So thank you so very much. And let's understand that when businesses unite, communities win. Thank you.